Okay guys, let's go see if we can find some hidden diecasts. All right everybody, David with TWYCE Diecast, and I'm on a mission today to hopefully show you some places that you wouldn't normally expect to find diecast. We'll look primarily for 1/64 scale, but I'm going to show you everything I can find today. I hope you enjoy it. Come along with me, let's see what we can find. Welcome back everybody, David at TWYCE Diecast. Thanks for joining another episode of Hidden Diecast, probably the last episode. Let's look at some places. Surely you guys know that all pharmacies have diecast, right? Take a look at all the different scales and brands of diecast that are pretty affordable. A lot of us like 1/64 scale, you know, the Hot Wheels and Matchbox size. But if you are a collector of bigger scales, then this is a great place to get it. And for those of you that say, David, I know that diecast is in pharmacies. We all know this. Well, a lot of new collectors just starting out think that Walmart and Target are the only places. And that was the whole point of these videos, was just to show all the different places that you can get diecast. Look at this. This is the actual diecast from the thumbnail that was in a Maserati dealership for like $40. And here it is in a pharmacy for what, $6.99. There are some really cool diecast examples. Here's Quirky Garage's favorite era of Corvette, available in bigger sizes. Look at this Aston Martin. 1/64 is great, but look at the detail you get, say, on this Porsche 356 right here. I like the bigger scales now because of all the extra detail that you get. So we'll take a look at a few more here in this CVS pharmacy. This was one of a kind of a surprise for me. I didn't realize they carry 1/24 scale. Look at that. This is a Motormax V12 Vantage, and it's pretty good looking. Tires have tread, lensed lamps. Really cool panel van here. Good paint job on them. You know, they're not for everybody, but they do have a lot more wider range of cars available in the bigger sizes. So I'll show what all these stores had. Hold on, let's go right back up real quick. That Ford GT was cool, but going back up, look at this Ford Capri. I have never seen this here in the States. It is funny because Welly is the company that does the 1/60 scale, you know, the Hot Wheels size Ford Capri. That is really cool and one of the few that I've ever seen. And so naturally they are the ones to do this larger Ford Capri as well. I think that might have been the find of the day at this store. We'll make our way around here. We got a different size and a different quality, to be honest. These $5.99 ones were really basic entry-level diecast, but if you need a gift, Joe, there's a NYC police car for you. If you need a gift for a small child, I guess these would work. This transit van's pretty cool. This is by Kinsmart, again the same brand as the vehicle in the thumbnail. CVS does have Hot Wheels and Matchbox. It's very limited, and you have to catch them right when they stock. I know Honest Diecast, Derek, has found some super treasure hunts in pharmacies before. So it is all about timing if you are looking for chase pieces. Here's me, for example, thinking that that was a treasure hunt, but it was not. The inventory is pretty current, but I will tell you that they can sit on the pegs forever. This is an M-Case vehicle from 2021. At the time of shooting this video, that was not super current, but it wasn't that old. And you can see these vehicles are typically going to be USA cards. You can tell that by the stamp on the top of the card, which I showed you on the other one, and they generally run $1.59, so about, I don't know, 50 cents more than Walmart. Few monster trucks, drag bus. I don't collect those. Some of you do. I don't know if that price is even good for these. Few 5-packs, nothing remarkable, although as you have seen on other Hidden Diecast episodes, you can find some of the latest 5-packs in these stores that we don't often think of for diecast. We'll make our way out of here after we look at some hitch and haul from Matchbox. These appear to be pretty current. But up next, let's look at stores that you just may not ever assume there was diecast in. This is one of my favorite stores in Coleman, and as you drive by it, this looks like an old gas station. In fact, that's exactly what it is. But if you notice on top, it had a Hot Wheels flame logo on top of the door, so I thought, okay, let's check it out. This is advertised as a video game store, and when you walk in, you see lots of video games. These are the kind of stores that really excite me, guys. Anything that has to do with pop culture, video games. Here in Alabama, when I saw the NASCAR the first time, I thought, okay, well, that's probably just some clearance stuff in a bargain bin. You keep walking, though, and this is a die-cast gold mine. You got green light, you got M2, you've got chase pieces, and you think, okay, so somebody stuck a bunch of old Hot Wheels on the shelf. No, this guy is constantly refreshing. That red Nissan is as current as you can get at the time this video was made. Got international short cards. Now, I'm not going to act like this was my first time in this store. We've seen it before, but if you're new to the channel or new to the Hidden Diecast series, this is what you can expect if you just pop in some stores that you normally would drive right past. There are Hot Wheels coming out of every corner in this store, and we're not even to the good room yet. So we've got older racing champion stuff that's 20, 30 years old on the cards. Just really good prices because he's got so much quantity. And if you doubt me saying he's got quantity, check this out. These pegs are bursting at the seams. 9 or 10 cards on each peg. Those are all main lines. Those are all $1. You've got cases just stacked up to the roof. Full. You got premiums. We're not going to look at all the cards here because this video would be an hour and a half, and I've got this store some of the inventory in a video in the past. Just look for International Short Card Hunt or Video Games and More Peg Hunt. Both of those should help you find the video to show the inventory that this place has. It's in Coleman, which as you drive up to Coleman, here's another example of things that catch my eye for possible hidden diecast. Anytime I see a flea market, even if it is advertised as furniture or home decor, I'm definitely stopping by. A lot of the vendors are, just to be frank, they're older people, retired, that have been collecting for 40, 50 years, and they stick stuff in little kiosks to see if anybody's going to buy it. There's no maintenance involved. They plop these cards in here, and if someone buys it, so be it. If not, it just sits there. A great place to find bargains. A lot of times a flea market vendor will run specials to clear out some inventory so they can move new stuff in. So a lot of this stuff might be half off. Here's some really cool Lido diecast from England. If you've never seen these or heard of the brand, my buddy Saul, and a lot of our friends call Saul a buddy, in England, has sent us some of these Lido examples, and they're really cool stuff we don't have here in the States. So we're just going to walk through this flea market, not too long. I can't show everything. Not every booth has cars. I have to look as I'm walking through for pegs on the wall. That's what I'm looking for. Little cards, little squares in the corner of my eye with the Hot Wheels blue, the flame logo, anything you just kind of have to train your eye. Check out these old Racing Champion, these super cool Ford castings. I know Chuck at Flying Valiant could work wonders with all these old stock cars. He's shown stuff like that on his channel a lot. Another example of things here, I just trying to show how hidden and random a lot of these places are. Look at these junk diecasts right next to a pretty cool Dale Earnhardt commemorative 1/64 scale. You got Hot Wheels, you got them just here, there, and everywhere. A lot of these vendors share inventory and you'll see that throughout this video. So you really have to not stop at every vendor, but just find some that have Hot Wheels, and then you got to dig through them. You got to roll up your sleeves and get in there. Right, Ryan? That's what I'm thinking. All right, so here's me walking, looking for stuff to catch my eye, and there it is. That logo immediately pulls me in. I start to look at the other diecasts they have available. Pretty cool tractor trailer here, 15 bucks. Look at a few. Look at that old Hot Wheels GT90 casting. That's pretty neat. This Toyota 2000 GT is really cool, actually. That's from the Olympics set that came out. 3 bucks. Not too bad. Might have been on sale. That's the thing you always have to remember with these booths. A lot of times they have signs that say everything 50% off, everything 20% off. Old Lesney casting Mercedes. And I will freely admit, the resolution I had while I was shooting, I moved too fast. So if you guys get dizzy and toss your cookies, my apologies. It does get it does get a little hard to follow this video here. I love that old Dodge Ram casting by Hot Wheels. That guy had both wheel variations right there. He's got some kind of neat 5-packs coming up. I'll shut up now. You guys can just watch these cars. How about that? Rocket City Hot Wheelers. We did a video from that diecast show not too long ago. This guy is one of the vendors. I know him a little bit. So it's a really cool community when you start to get to know these guys. This 5-pack started out strong and really petered out at the end. Started out with a Ferrari and ended with a fantasy casting? That's the same guy as the card in the initial cabinet when we walked in. You can pause it and contact him if you're here in the States, if you see anything that you want to discuss with him. This guy also has a lot of red lines. He specializes in red lines if you want to go back and grab his contact information. If you're watching this video, look at this old Range Rover, that's cool. And this is a casting, I think every little boy in the world had to have had that to start out their Hot Wheels, right? $30 years old, still sitting on the cards, and somewhat affordable. All right, so now we've seen pharmacies, we've seen flea markets. Here's another one. I don't know how to tell you to find these kind of places. This is like a curiosity shop. It's kind of an antique shop, but more on the side of just weird stuff. So don't hesitate popping into a shop that says curiosities or eccentric items or estate sale stuff. They almost always have diecast as well. You know, this one has a wide range of loose beat up mainlines here up to really nice carded 20, 30-year-old Hot Wheels. And it also had a lot of automotive related stuff that I liked. Stuff if you want to, I don't know, add stuff to your display cabinet that's not necessarily just cars. We'll see some vintage car ads that would be really great to frame and put in a diecast room, diecast display area. So I'm just diving through here, just making sure there's no hidden jewels that I need to grab that day. This reminds me of the videos by Let's Go Pickin'. If you guys have ever seen him, he's out of Florida and he goes to flea markets outside and just cleans up on amazing diecasts. One of my favorite channels to watch. Alright, we're going to move through the store now. And just to show you, when you walk in, you'd never suspect there'd be diecasts. We've got postcards, we've got lamps, M&M stuff, just random stuff. And then you come across this really cool 007 James Bond Pulitside BMW from Octopussy. Here's some pretty cool Matchbox Star cars. I'm not a huge fan of these, but I know a lot of you Matchbox collectors are. Another example of just the random stuff. These are by Kenner, same company that made Barbie dolls and Star Wars figures, I believe. So I did find some pretty cool vintage Hot Wheels. Check these out. These were priced a little bit aggressive, I'm not gonna lie. But if this is the missing piece of your collection, I'm sure you'd pay it. I'll get you some prices coming back on the way up. These acceleracers, I've never collected those. My buddy told me to grab this one because it can go for $50 to $75, and this guy's got it for $15 right here. I'm just not a fan. And I really don't buy things to resell it. I never buy diecast as an investment. That's just my preference. But if you do, sometimes these vendors that are not too diecast savvy, they just don't know what they have. So it might be a good place to find some great deals and you to flip them. You guys know those Matchbox Retro series that are in Target right now? Well, here is the actual old school card that those were based off of. This is one of the originals. $6 for a vintage Matchbox that old's not too bad. I can't remember the date. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, there we go. 86. That's crazy. 35 years old. $6. Really was digging this Fiero. I think that's a really cool casting. You didn't see a whole lot of versions of it. And who doesn't like this Brady Bunch wagon? This is what I was talking about. We'll look at a few of these automotive ads on the way out. Mick 67, that Ford Escort GT was picked out for you. I didn't buy it. Let me clarify that. I'm just showing it for you. We'll end on a cool Euro car. I didn't want to go through all of them. I couldn't, although there were some really awesome ones. We'll end on this Renault 10, and that's just my preference for some squirrely Euro cars that we didn't see much of here. Now, while you're out looking for all these places, this is one of the best parts. I stumbled onto this 2CV while I was out looking for new stores. I might have been going to Target this day, but it was because I was out hunting that I saw this amazing car. I can't imagine too many of these are running or even located in the States. So that was a huge score for the day. Even if I didn't buy any cars, I got to see a classic, iconic European car. So we're going even further down the obscurity trail. This is an antique store that literally advertises only furniture. So why in the world would I stop in here? It's because I just got to check it out. I got to make sure that there's nothing in there. I know a lot of these vendors have old stuff they've come across that they've bought from other collections that they have to get rid of. So it's a great time to find pieces that were part of another collection that they bought. There's an old classic Pikes Peak Celica. There's a Dale Jr. 164, and look, this is what Hidden Diecast is all about. Behind a shelf, these old vintage Matchbox that we saw in the other place, and I believe these are cheaper than they were at the other store. Probably could have negotiated a better price if I wanted them. And when I say you walk through these places, I am 10 minutes in and out. Unless something grabs my eye, I'm not stopping. We're not looking at duvet covers and uh, handmade wooden candle holders. Unless I see wheels on it, you can get through these places pretty quick. This store is really what Hidden Diecast is all about and why I made these videos. We'll go to another store that you might not have thought you'd ever find diecast, especially if you're here in the States and hunting season is right around the corner, or who knows if it is. I'm not a hunter. But in the past, I have found diecast in Bass Pro Shops of all places. So I knew they had toys. They've always had toys for kids. They have these hitch and haul sets, I guess you could call them, or tow sets. We'll check them out just to show you what they have. These are not die cast. These are licensed by Bass Pro Shops, and they are plastic. And I will prove it right here. Tap, tap. You can't hear it, but that is plastic. They are kind of cool, but it's not die cast, so we'll move on. In the past, like I said, we have found die cast here. Bass Pro Shop sponsors a NASCAR driver, so they definitely had his vehicle as well as other cars in the past in 1/64 scale and other scales. So I'd just about given up hope. I rounded the corner and found a clearance table and found some of the old Bass Pro Shops NASCARs in 1/24 scale. And Lionel makes a good diecast product. This is a really cool Toyota Camry in diecast, and it's pretty new. It's not like an old stock car casting. It's one of the newer models. Really well done, pretty expensive. I'm not a NASCAR collector, nor am I a 1/24 scale. So I show it only for those that are interested in this. We will keep looking for stuff more 1/64 scale. You would think that they would have cars. They decorate with racing stuff all throughout the store, and I found them in the past. So we'll keep trucking. No pun intended. This was about the only Hot Wheels size diecast that I found. I don't know why I grabbed this particular one. Just coincidence, maybe. But it's kind of a neat Euro tractor trailer. Comes with a Bass Pro Shops logo on the top. It is obviously just a souvenir. So I asked the lady who was stocking the stand next to me if they still carried 1/64 scale. She says they haven't in a while, so you'll just have to check your local store to see in the future. Here are some of the different varieties. It's all the same truck, I think. We will wind down this series and this episode with another type of store that I hope you guys are aware of. A lot of you are. truck stops, the big truck stops, occasionally have diecast because a lot of truckers are popping in to get their kids gifts on their way home. So in the past, I have found Hot Wheels here. I have found treasure hunts. I have found really hard to find stuff. Didn't find any today. I was asking the guy, I caught him stalking. I said, "Where are your Hot Wheels at?" He said he hasn't had any in quite a while. So we will just have to see if they're going to carry more in the future. Like I said, other channels have found super treasure hunts at truck stops. So maybe it's just something here in Alabama where I am. I did find a little bit of diecast, not this. I did find some pretty cool diecast of a larger scale here, which we'll show. And they had different stuff. Maybe because it's a truck stop, maybe it's a little bit more blue collar, who knows. But they were stuff I had never seen before. Check out this old gasser work in progress. That looks like some of the gassers that Hot Wheels has. And check out this dirty version Subaru. Hadn't seen that before. This is about it for this truck stop. We will make our way out the door, and the sun is setting on this series, guys. I know that's kind of cheesy for me to do that, but driving out. I hope you've enjoyed Hidden Diecast, the series. We will let this series die for now, unless you guys can get me a bunch of other ideas for Hidden Diecast. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. This is David at TWYCE Diecast. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.